out of your busy schedule, you've created this time for us. We want to say thank you very much. Today we'll be talking about bad marriage, failed marriage, right? So, in your own words, what's unfulfilling marriage?
Okay. For me, I would say marriages have general purpose, and each marriage have really different purpose they're supposed to achieve. If you know the purpose and you are not fulfilling the purpose as a marriage, then you say it's unfulfilling. Okay. But generally, if I can pick from what you're saying, the general public is a marriage that is not satisfying you as a part of the marriage, as a husband, as a wife. This is what I had in mind, but what I'm seeing is not what I have in mind. So, from that explanation, you can pick two things. One is that an unrealistic expectation, you know, maybe due to probably bad preparation and stuff like that. You are expecting what is not real, what is not practical, uh, what you can't get. So when you now go in there, even if the other partner is not really so bad, but because you are expecting far beyond, then you cannot begin that. I'm not getting what I want. So from that perspective, I can say yes, a fulfilling marriage. It's an unfulfilled marriage. From the perspective of God, many marriages may look okay to the players and even to the outsiders, but it may still not fulfill the purpose as far as God is concerned, because God bring people together for a reason. People, a lot of people just think you just get married, have children, and that's all. There is usually a reason or something that together the two people will achieve, maybe for humanity, maybe for the kingdom of God, maybe for the society as a whole, that no other couple may be able to have, because each couple have something they want to achieve in the agenda of God. So yes, if you look at it from the God side, God may be unfulfilled with some seemingly happy marriages. But from if I can pick what you want, what you're talking about is the people that are involved. Sometimes they are not fulfilled because of, like I said, unrealistic expectations. And of course, what I'll generally turn back give you.
Okay, that's nice. Mark, to you, if can I not get married and still fulfill God's purpose? Because there are a lot of young people that I'm not fulfilling purpose because I am not married. And for the ladies, I'm up to 30 and it's as if my life is not complete. For the guys, I'm over 40 and my life is actually turning upside down. So can somebody actually fulfill God's purpose without getting married? I actually have a friend who said she's not getting married, but she wants to have kids. You understand? And she's actually happy. She's doing well. And she said she does not want to even answer to any man. Maybe because of people's experience or stories that she has been hearing. So I want to ask, can somebody actually fulfill destiny or purpose without getting married?
Oh, yes, you can. You can actually fulfill, destiny or purpose or God's purpose, like you say, without getting married. Sometimes you can get married and it will make you not to fulfill
Fulfill purpose.
purpose, especially if you marry wrong. If you marry wrong, then it will even take you far away from God's purpose. So if you know that you have something or you have a pact or you have, a dealing with God, and you feel that you actually want to serve God very well and you don't want any distraction, is your choice. You can actually go that way. And the truth is that for a lot of people, when there are no distractions, They actually feel, serve God with all that they have. They actually go into this walk with God wholeheartedly. So truly, you can actually, fulfill God's purpose without getting married.
So it's not a must that you must get married.
No.
Okay.
It's not even must.
God does not force anything on anybody.
Sure.
He has given us free will. We make our choices. So it's not a must that you should get married. In fact, you should be prepared for marriage. So if you're not prepared, then you have no business getting into it.
So what are the causes of failed marriages?
There
With an example.
are so many causes, we just can't sit here and start saying this or this, and it's peculiar. You have environmental factor, you have cultural factor, you have, like he said, bad behavior, upbringing of people, lack of preparation. When I talk to people, I tell people all the time that marriage is one area that a lot of people don't prepare for, they don't plan for. They just jump into it. But when you want to do a business, you plan for your business. You write a proposal. You make inquiries. You ask questions. You go for courses. You go for training. You make sure that you cover every angle that has to do with that your business, so that when you invest in it, you don't fail. You can agree with me that in marriage, very few people invest in the knowledge. Very few people invest in training, in getting awareness, finding out how things are done. Even as Christians, praying and seeking God's face. Is this what I should be doing? Is this the person I should be doing it with? Is this how I should go? So, people just jump into it and expect God to now take control after you have entered it.
What he's saying is, all this is saying is before the
marriage.
Most people, it is when they get married that they will try to start what they should have started long before they get married. Okay, so they're already, it's like a...
Sorry to cut you. Can that marriage still prosper?
Yes,
Yes.
it can.
Okay.
Yes, it's just like a business that you jump into without preparation. The business can still prosper. Are you understanding? It will take a lot more energy, it will take a whole lot more than somebody that prepared, planned before entering that business. Are you understanding? When planning means you already looked at the ups and downs that you're going to face. I'm likely to face this I will handle. I'm likely to do this. You understand? If you don't do all that and you enter the business, your chances are low, but the chances are still there. Are you understanding? But it's always better to plan in advance, prepare and look at it, before you jump into it. And when people don't do that, it's actually one of the major cause of unfulfilled marriages.
Okay, something happened. A friend of mine told me that he actually cheated on his wife, and his wife get to find out. And after much begging and all of this, the wife forgave him, and they moved on. But recently, he said the wife is still feeling hot, still feeling insecure, and to him, he has genuinely repented. You understand? So how can someone move from past hurt and move on?
Okay, let me take that your example and let you know that a man is different from a woman. They are very different people, and this is one of the reasons why we say people need to prepare. You understand, to know. And one of the things we learn about, as you yourself can testify, is there's a difference between a man and a woman. A man will let something go. A woman may not let it go because women are more emotional. That is why when you do things that emotionally hurt a woman, it is difficult for it to be erased. Let me use that word, rather than it's for a man. Are you understanding? That's why one of the biggest issue for a woman is that my husband cheated on me, because it's an emotional wound. Are you understanding? Okay. So yes, so because of that, for instance, the man may just feel like, what, I forgive you, I've already told you sorry. Yes, not that she didn't really accept the sorry, but the scar takes a longer while, yeah, to heal, especially in that kind of cases. I don't know.
He needs to be patient with her, you know. If that kind of situation occurs and she says she has forgiven, it doesn't mean she has forgotten. It's going to take time. So you are the offender. You have to be patient. She's not going to heal at your pace. She has forgiven you, but she needs to take her time to heal. And it's just going to be a gradual process. So you that committed the offense, you need to keep proving to her that I am serious. I said I was sorry and I meant it, and it will not happen again. You have to keep doing that over and over, giving her assurance that it's not going to occur. And, just allow the process to take its course. And over time, she's going to let it go.
Okay, we were told that third parties are not allowed in marriages, right? Am I right?
Say what you want to say.
Okay, we are told that third parties are not allowed in marriages, and you see, different marriages are having issues. You understand? So, when is the right time to actually invite, maybe to meet a counselor or a therapist?
All right.
Because so if you can't, because there are issues in the house and nobody's trying to figure out what's happening. So when is the right time to maybe invite a third party, a counselor, visit a therapist?
I said I allow you to finish first. I didn't answer because your statement was that people say, or you heard that. I don't know where people hear that from. Actually, I don't know where people hear that from. It is not true that a third party should not be involved in in marriage. I'll go back to my comparison with business.
Okay.
If you run the business alone without asking people maybe who have run it before, who have gone that way before, how did they manage here? How did they and say, I'm not going to talk to any third party, you are not likely to succeed. The issue is not third party. The issue is not whether the third party should be involved or not. The answer is yes, third party will have to be involved. The issue is at what stage and which type of third party. That is what marriages get wrong. And that's why people just generally say, no third party. All right? There will necessarily be third party. In every business, whether it's anything that you are taking seriously, there will be mentors. There will be people who you will go to once in a while to say, I think I'm not getting something right here. What do you think? Or talk to me, or you just want somebody you just want to talk to. It is allowed. The problem, like I said, is at what stage and which type of people. For instance, we tell people in marriage, never bring in your family. Because they are naturally biased. They are naturally biased in your favor if you bring in your family. If the other party brings in her own family or his own family,
always
they will be
100% correct.
almost always 100%. I can tell you that. So when you want to bring in a third party, you look for people that are neutral. Okay, that are godly, that can set example with their marriage. And you see, one of the issues we have with third party is also that, and we go back to the very first thing that I said, which is preparation for marriage. It is when you are preparing for marriage, you pick your third parties, not when there are issues. Are you getting? That's part of the things we get people to prepare for. Okay, you are going to go into marriage, so two of you, maybe you bring one person, I bring one person that qualify. They are not our family, we've already removed some people, they may be your pastors, but they may not necessarily have to be your pastor. There are people that have good marriages and experience and knowledge. You have to agree who they will be before the marriage, before the issues. Because when the issue is already down, everybody is already skewed to, I don't want to go to this person. Because what this person is going to say, I may not like it, so I don't want to go to this person. So before then, you agree, one or two or three people, two of you will agree. So you don't need to get permission when the issues come up to go and meet that person, because two of you have already agreed. Are you getting it? So third parties are necessary in marriages. It's just that the way people do the third party thing, that's why people say, hey, no third party. Hey, my matter is going outside, my but if you carefully pick your third parties, two of you must agree, and you must pick them when there are no issues. Because if it is when there are issues, you are looking for, okay, who should we talk to? It will not really work. All right. So that's what I want to say about that.
Okay, I want to ask, how long should you be patient with your spouse? For example, a spouse that he or she is always quick to anger. You understand? Just how long? And you're talking to your spouse and he's saying, be patient with me. I'm trying. Yes, you're trying, but it's getting to 5 years now and you're still patient with you.
I don't answer that one.
I don't think you should put a time to it. People are different.
Patient.
People are different, and we're all from different backgrounds with different upbringing. So we see things from different angles. So for me, it may be a year, maybe for him, 5 years, depending on what the issue is or where he's coming from. You understand? But we all know that love is patient.
Sure.
So you have to be patient.
Forever and ever.
It's not when you are patient, after a while, even your spouse sees that you've been patient on this particular issue, and the person will begin to seek help. If the person was not seeking help before, the person will begin to seek help. But you need to be patient with the individual, depending on what the issue is. Different things have different ways you go about it. It may be a domestic issue with children. It will be handled differently from if it is an anger issue, like you said. So you just need to be patient and believe that your spouse is working on themselves or seeking help from outside. It's just like we talked about the third party thing. It's also like if you have that kind of mentorship before marriage or when you just got married, there are people that you look onto or you admire their relationship. Your spouse will be able to maybe go to them to say, I'm having this challenge, can you advise me? And my spouse, my husband or my wife have been complaining for a while and I'm struggling with it. How do I navigate this water? And you find them, helping you, maybe advising you, giving you books to read or telling you things to do. So I am not agreeing with people that say third parties should not be involved. It's the kind of third party, like he said, we still have people that we go to, not because we have issues, people that are older than us in marriage, that we just visit once in a while. We sit down and we just talk. In the process of talking, just gisting, you begin to pick one or two things from them. So we have this set of people, different people like that much older couples that we just, you visit them on a weekend, visit them on a holiday, and we just sit down and chat. And you'll be surprised the knowledge you get from people like that.
All right, let me quickly say something about the question about being patient, and I'll go back to the business model. When you end, I told you our business is 22, 23 years old now. We just marked 25 years anniversary.
Congratulations.
Thank you. What I want to draw from there is that how we were, let me say the first 5 years, or let me say in business, the strategies we use the first 5 years, it's not what we are using. Because if you don't change with time, if you don't address some issues, your growth will be stunted. All right. So basically what I'm trying to say is that the people in the marriage, just like the people in the business, must keep developing themselves. You can't have that quick to anger issue in year 1, year 2, year 5, year 6. It is still the same thing. You have not improved on it. You have not improved yourself. You have not dealt with it. Are you getting what I'm saying? So it will stunt the growth or the fulfillment of that marriage. Because it's just like you are doing business, you started with so customers, you stayed with them, you are not getting another customer, you only them. Time will pass you by and things will happen, you will lose business. It's the same thing in marriage. You can't say, this is how I am, I'm quick to anger, so everybody should just go and sleep and no. You have to keep developing and give yourself time. Okay, in the next 2-3 years, let me see how I work on this. Whatever, if you need to go read book, go to therapy, pray or whatever, but you must be improving. Each party in the marriage must have what is called continuous improvement mentality. If my wife used to complain about this 5 years ago, now she shouldn't be complaining about it. Are you understanding?
Yeah.
I should do something about it. I'll take responsibility to do it. She'll take responsibility to do her own. That's how marriages last. That's how 25 years down the line, we are still excited, happy about each other. Why? Because I'm not the same person she married that time. She's also not the same person. There's some things that, you work on yourself, develop yourself. And it is when you develop yourself that the marriage develops. You can't be complaining about the marriage when we that made up, that are the one that has make up the marriage, we are not developing. How would the marriage develop now? You understand? So that is what I would like to say there.
Moving forward, I visit some homes and I hear some men say, or the man talking about, telling the wife, I've warned you this thing before, and you keep doing it. Next time, you will not like me. And it's when there are people there, or maybe sometimes when they are together. So that kind of, how will somebody just manage that kind of spouse?
I'll go back to me. I'll be preventive. Prevention is better than cure person. These are issues that you'll have been dealt with, before. You want to, you're annoyed with your husband, annoyed with your wife. It is a normal thing. You are married to, I'm sure you know.
Yeah.
But you don't display that anger in front of a third party. Okay? You don't display that anger in front of a third party. You also must be seen as helping the other party in that weakness. Everybody has strength and weaknesses. In fact, the way God matches people, He makes sure two of you don't have the same strength.
Sorry to cut you. Where I'm coming from is the man warning the wife.
Yeah.
Okay, let's say there's nobody there.
Okay.
You warn your wife that next time you will not like me.
That's not that's a very nice thing to say.
You've corrected him or her first time, second time, and he's not or she's not just responding. Maybe you're getting.
Let me. There are 3 different issues that we quickly mixed up.
Okay.
The mix up there, which let me try and sort out. The things that we get annoyed about. Maybe that was one I should focus on. The things we get usually annoyed about. I always ask people to try and take that issue and try and analyze it, whether it is something that is wrong or something that you don't like. There are 2 different things.
Okay, sure.
I always ask people, this thing that is getting you upset, let's define it. Is it something that your husband or wife is doing wrong? And there's definition of wrong. If it is illegal, if it is immoral, are you understanding of things like that? Or it's just that it is not wrong. It's just that I don't like it. I mean, you don't have to like everything. It's just that I don't like it. Those are 2 different things. If it is that I don't like it, then the change has to come from the 2 of you, not only her. Because you have to, this part of the change I'm talking about over the years, you have to start changing the things you don't like. If it is not wrong, are you getting what I'm saying?
Sure.
If it is not wrong, you have to begin to you yourself that you are getting upset, irritated, you have to ask yourself a question. If this is not a vital issue, meaning it is not wrong, it's just that the way he or she is used to doing it is not the way I am used to doing it. We came from different environment, like she said, different background, and we came together. So we definitely will not like the same things. Let's not allow the things we like and don't like to be a problem. Let it be that it is something that is really crucial, something that is not right, or something that has a crucial matter. Because they don't do this in the house that I come from. And they do it in our house. And it's not as if the thing is wrong. It's just that I don't like it. It has happened to us. So my wife knows, I know what I'm talking about. So I realized it happened to me. The same thing, something like that. After some time, I realized that I keep warning. I realize I'm the one that needs to change. That thing is not really wrong. It's me that I'm not used to that style. So we met ourselves in the middle, actually. On that particular matter, we met ourselves in the middle. I changed, she changed, and we came to a meeting point. But coming to say it must be like I want it to be, it's a very dangerous thing in marriage. Very dangerous. In fact, like we always say, selfishness is the biggest sin in marriage, because you want it done your own way, forgetting that the other person is also a person. And if the person also wants things done his or her own way, there will be issues. Sorry, I don't know if I've answered it.
Okay, let me just say that given the scenario that you used, that particular scenario, we're not talking generally, that particular scenario, I think couples need to understand that marriage is partnership. It is not a student-teacher relationship. It is a partnership. And when you are in a partnership with somebody in business, there should be mutual respect. So you don't speak to your partner in a careless way, in a rude form, regardless whether there are people there or not. There should be some form of respect when you're, trying to pass your message. And a lot of times, when you talk to people with respect, you find out that they tend to listen to you and try to understand what you're saying and try to work on what you want them to work on. I believe that the most stubborn set of people are people in marriage. When they make up their mind, it's difficult to change it.
True.
When they make up their mind. And if they decide, one party decide that I will show you, they will show you. So if you keep disrespecting your spouse with your words, the kind of things you say, and keep disgracing your spouse in the presence of people, that kind of statement is even to your child that is a senior teenager. You'll be careful when you say those kind of things to that child. Then you are saying or talking like that to your wife. And there are children there, there are visitors there. You can imagine how embarrassing that situation will be. You cannot get a good response from that spouse. So we need to understand that we need to show respect to each other. And that is where maturity comes in.
Yeah.
If she responds the way he attacked her in the presence of people, then there will be, and he will be embarrassed more. So we should be careful when dealing with our spouse. We should
People even like, I just want to shout for him.
Yeah, if he meets mature people like you and I also, as he's shouting on his wife, we are embarrassed for him, not even for the wife. Exactly. So people don't even know that.
Before I got married, I visited one of somebody I respect so much, and he said that love no day again, no. Love no day again. What would they do now to just find peace? You want Indomie, we give you Indomie. You want this, we give you this. You want car, we give you car. But the love is not there. I don't know how. Some couples are like that. They just want peace. So don't disturb them. You want anything, they give you. So how can somebody just mix love and peace? Because when there's love, there's supposed to be peace. But now we are saying only peace and no love.
Okay. Yes, love fades away. That is the truth that man mentioned, even though he didn't say the second part, which you are going to say. In which case, when you want to get married, I mean, when you see couples quarrel and they fight, you tend to wonder, is it not these same people that were over the heels with each other just before they got married? They were powered, let me use that word, by affection called love that time. When you get married, after a while, that power of affection naturally fades off because you see this person every day. One of the things that keep the other one going is you don't see every day. You know, you are always expecting, looking forward to when I will meet this person. But now, you are seeing this person every morning, you wake up, you are seeing the person. So there's tendency for that to go down. Where we miss it, where people miss it, is that you need to power that love. Okay, you don't just leave it to just die off. There are things you need to keep doing to be fanning the flame of that love so that it can be there. And people are not usually responsible. They just say, it's not there, it's not there. You need to.
What do you mean by people are not responsible?
The people don't take responsibility for that. You understand? Most of the time, why is there no love in your marriage? You see one person blaming the other.
Next person.
That's what I mean by that. But we need to know that the marriage is a continuous work of fanning the love. Okay? So, just like my wife has said when we were answering the last question, if you're always raising your voice and shouting at your spouse when you are talking because you are angry, you are killing the love. You are deliberately killing the love. So the love will die even faster. But meanwhile, you're supposed to be doing things that will be boosting the love. That's why there are some things you don't do. There are some things you do to help you keep the love going. Respect, like my wife said, is one of them. You're talking to your husband, you're talking to your wife, your voice is low. You are physically close when you are talking. You're not shouting over as if you're talking to somebody in the next compound and you're calling you understand? There are little etiquette. Are you understanding? Like simple appreciation. Simple appreciation. You know, you did something, things that other people may take for granted. You don't take it for granted. Say, my wife, you did this. I like it. You did very well. Thank you. Like just give him a thumb up, give him a high five. Those little things keep the love growing. But we always forget it when we get married. And we think we're expecting it to. That's one of the things I said about unfulfilled marriage. Our expectation is so high. But we are not working to get the expectation, you understand? I don't really believe that anybody is mad in marriage. Really. It's what you garbage in, that you garbage out. It's how you lay your bed, so you lie on it. Most of us don't realize that until when you want to lie on the bed and say the bed is rough. Or you didn't lay it. You didn't work on it. You're not appreciative to your spouse. Every time it's complain. Is there anybody that doesn't have complaint? Everybody has complaint. But is there anybody that doesn't have a good part? Everybody has a good part. So why don't you appreciate that good part? Find that good part. Let the person feel good. Then love, romance, everything will be there throughout. But if you are not doing anything and we expect it to be there, love will go out and everybody will be like, okay, yeah, we are not quarreling. It's just that we don't have that love, Abby. So let's just live at peace. But that love helps to oil everything, and it becomes, much better. The problem, let me put this to marriage. The problem is that what we put in when we want to get married, we stop putting it in when we get married. That's why the love goes off.
At the long run, the man can even say, I'm tired.
Yes.
Why are you saying just the man can even say that? Just wondering. I'm just.
The woman can also say, I'm tired.
Yeah.
That's what happens. When there's no love and everything becomes mechanical, it is easy for little thing to spark a big fire. And at the end of the day, like you said, I am tired. Yeah. Somebody say, I don't love her anymore. There's nothing like I don't love. The feeling has gone off. You have to walk the walk of love. And that's why, let me bring in the Bible here. It said, love your husband Love your wife. Love is a verb. It is not a feeling. He didn't say feel love for your wife. He said love your wife. That means you have to do some work. That those little work, you are not doing it. It will dry off, and the friction will now be obvious. But if you keep doing the work of love, love is a lot of work. Let me be frank here. People just don't want to do it. Love is a lot of work. You need to care for. You need to look at. You need to be sensitive to your spouse's tone. When his tone is changing, but what's wrong now? The fact that you even notice that the tone is changing and you say what's wrong, it is already making the other person, excited. We have to care for each other. To care, it's not easy. And when I say care, I'm not saying give money. Look at a lot of other things. You notice you don't seem to be feeling fine. Is everything okay? Those little things. Husband's wife, they don't even notice in their house, in their spouse again. It's other people that notice. And that's why the things just dried off.
Man, let me ask you this question. I have a question here. What are some strategies couples can use to rebuild and renew their marriage after a period of unfulfillment?
I think most of them we've already talked about them. When you're working your way back into the marriage relationship, you're going to start from the beginning all over again. You're going to start cutting. You're going to start dating. I'm using the word cutting and dating because some people will say, okay, the cutting is only for the church people, while the dating is for the other set of people. So you have to go back to your drawing board and start all over. You start dating, you start cutting those things that you used to do that attracted you to each other. Those fun times you used to have. You used to go out for dinner, you used to go to movies, you go out to friends parties together. Those things, you keep doing them. And as you keep doing them and you are in each other's face again, this time you're now doing it with an open heart. This is two of you, it's not one person. There's the two of you. You must have agreed that we're going to work these parts. And then everybody is putting in their efforts. So you go back and you start it all over again, like a new relationship. And this time, you're doing it now with more maturity. So there are things that you were careless about the first time, you're not going to be careless about this time. But just keep cutting, keep dating. Those things that excited you people at the beginning, that friendship that you had, that we won't go to bed until we call each other. Now you are together. So you don't need to even call each other. You talk. You just, how was your day? Did anything go wrong? Did you have an exciting day? This is how my own day went. And tomorrow I'm going to leave early. And during the day you call each other, you text each other, you find time to have lunch together if it's possible.
Once a while.
Those things that you think is possible to do that you used to do, you just bring that effort back into the relationship and you see it blossom.
There are two people in marriage, and there's something to be protected between the two of them, and that is the marriage. So I tell people, you can bring all these things back if you start focusing on the marriage rather than yourself. Are you getting it? Like I said, selfishness is the biggest sin in marriage. Start focusing on the marriage. What's going to make our marriage better? After all, that's what we're saying. We want to make it better. So what's going to make our marriage better? Take those decisions. Move in that direction. Don't move in the direction of what you will want. Okay? In fact, don't move in the direction of, let me be careful with this, what your spouse will want, but what the marriage will want. Are you getting it? There's your own interest. There's your spouse's interest. There's the interest of the marriage. Most of the time, the interest of the marriage is neither your interest nor your spouse's interest. But if the two of you agree, that we are going to move this marriage forward, then you'll be taking decisions, you'll be doing things that will help the marriage, not necessarily things that satisfy me. Are you getting it? It's a sacrificial whatever. It is sacrificial. You are living in somebody that is not you. For you to live together and have a way, the way it's supposed to be, it has to be sacrificial. Sacrificial means it's from the word sacrifice, meaning that it may not be convenient for you. That's what people don't want to do in marriage. Everything has to be about me, about me. It has to be my way, blah, blah, blah. But marriage is sacrificial. You bring up to the table and you take a best decision for the marriage. That's what I will recommend.
Okay. Ma, please, what advice will you give to young couples that like us and those that wants to get married?
For those that want to get married, which is our own line of thoughts all the time, is that you need to prepare.
You need to prepare.
You need to prepare. You know, you
Not for
can't.
the ceremony.
Not for the
Not
ceremony.
for the wedding. Not
For the
wedding.
marriage.
For the marriage itself.
You need to prepare for the marriage. You cannot say you want to go into marriage and you have not even read one book that has to do with marriage.
I'm not actually reading.
Oh.
I don't like reading.
You have not.
But you do something to prepare for your business.
Even
The same
online,
thing.
you go on YouTube. There are discussions that are there, healthy discussions. I mean, you know, there are people that are giving counseling or counseling advices free of charge. Even, you know, so you have to work towards that marriage. Ask questions, seek help. You know, go for training. There are marriage courses that people do. You know, people organize marriage courses for intending couples. Even in your local church that you are, they have classes that they prepare for people that want to get married. But you see, some people will just go once or twice, and the next thing they don't even follow the class through. And even when they are in the class, they are not even there.
They're distracted.
Please stop quick. Let me
You
go.
just want to marry.
Let me mark the register. They say I have to be here. So let me just finish this part. So if you're going into marriage, I think we need to prepare. Because the road is not straight. It's not an easy road, you know, and you keep hearing it. Especially in our time now that you hear divorce here and there, then you should make up your mind that I will not be part of that number. So you will do things differently. Then for the people that are already in marriage, if there's a challenge and you think you cannot handle it within yourself, seek help.
Yeah.
Seek help. And seeking help does not mean you are a failure. It means you're responsible.
You don't want to fail.
And you want to take charge of your relationship. So if you're already in a marriage that is giving problems, or you're not happy with yourself, or you're not happy with the situation, seek help. And then always pray.
Yeah, that's one.
Always pray. There's nothing that God cannot do.
It's been a blessing hearing this word afresh again. And I'm sure that viewers that are going to watch this will be blessed also. So thank you very much. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.